so I made pizza. And I have iced coffee, so it's a pizza iced coffee day. So in this book vlog, I'm going to be talking about a play written in 1947, I believe, and this is by Tennessee Williams, and it is called A Streetcar Named Desire. So A Streetcar Named Desire really focuses on the issues between family members and just family relationships in general. It also focuses on what it means to be a woman. It focuses on insecurities in women and insecurities in men even, and also focuses on the gender divide between men and women, like a lot of the texts that we've read in this American Lit class. So I'm going to give you a little background first. We're going to talk about some of the characters. Stanley Kowalski is one of the main characters in this story, and he is the character that stands out to me by far the most because I just hate him. Stanley is this animalistic, womanizer, chauvinist even. He just disrespects women to the most maximum extent possible. He feels no remorse for anything that he does that he knows is wrong. He beats his wife. He rapes his wife's sister. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Some parts of me want to feel sympathy for Stanley in this play because maybe, you know, if he matured, then he would be like a good man. But at the end of the day, he's this terribly, like, just disgusting excuse of a man, and he's very passionate though, so that's something that also makes me want to like him. But he uses his passion for like bad things. Like, he's very passionate about Stella, his wife, but he uses his passion for bad things. So if he gets like a little bit mad at Stella, he'll like just like go like 0 to 100 and just like throw hands for no reason because he's passionate. But yeah, I don't like him, and we will just uncover more of him later. And then Blanche DuBois, which is another character in this story. This is Stanley's wife Stella's sister. So Stanley's sister-in-law. Blanche DuBois is a Southern belle. She's obsessed with beauty, and she's obsessed with the money that goes behind her family name. But in this play, she comes to visit Stanley and his wife Stella and her sister Stella, and she has run out of money. Her house has been foreclosed on. All of the family like estates have like lost all value, and they're just really nothing anymore. She basically is bankrupt. She lost her place to live. She lost her husband to suicide. He was actually turned out to be gay, and she discovered him being intimate with another man and called him disgusting because she was like in love with this man, and he like killed himself, and that really took a toll on her emotionally. And so ever since her husband like was discovered to be a homosexual, she felt really insecure, as if she wasn't good enough for any man, and especially the man that she loved. She felt like she wasn't good enough for the man that she truly loved. And so in order to feel secure with herself, to feel loved, to feel wanted, she starts kind of just being intimate with like several men like a week. We discover she had been living at this little motel, and she got evicted for having too many like sexual encounters and like causing disturbances. And so yeah, she also was a school teacher, and she got fired because she was having an affair with one of the teenage boys. So we can really tell by all of these things that she's just insecure. She wants to have her youthful glow back. She misses when she had money to her name and beauty to her appearance. And this all just comes out as insecurity. She can't help it. I mean, it just comes with learning to grow up and get over your insecurities almost, or just learning to like cope with them even. And then we have Stella Kowalski. Stella Kowalski is Stanley's wife and Blanche's sister, and she is so utterly in love with Stanley. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but also like, just girl, are you kidding me? Like, ugh. So she is super obsessed with the sexual aspects of her marriage with Stanley. She loves the sex. She loves the way Stanley like dominates her, I guess, makes her feel. And so no matter how badly Stanley treats her, she will never leave him because she loves this man. She's so obsessed with the idea of what he could be. So Blanche is constantly trying to get Stella to leave Stanley because Blanche realizes Stanley is absolutely terrible for you, but Stella is pregnant with Stanley's baby, and she, like I said, is super in love with Stanley. She just loves him. And honestly, like, I kind of sympathize with Stella because, like, I get it, girl, like, you like the dude, I know he disrespects you, but at the end of the day, you're like, but, like, I like him, like, I love him, like, that's my boo thing. But he's, like, terrible for you. And then there's, like, this other character in the play. His name is Mitchell, Harold Mitchell, they call him Mitch. Honestly, like, I don't even like him. Like, I really think that he's, like, annoying. Basically, like, Mitch is one of Stanley's friends. Stanley set up, like, a poker night one time, and, like, Blanche and Stella, like, were there, and then, like, Blanche, like, started getting affection from this Mitch man, and she's like, oh, like, okay. But, like, she thought that Mitch was, like, kind of gross, and, like, she didn't really like him, but he was, like, giving her attention, and, like, they opened up to each other a little bit, and so she really liked Mitch. But then Stanley, who hates Blanche, he was like, Blanche, like, do not go after my friend. Like, I swear to God, like, I'm gonna expose you. So he exposes her for her past about, like, the sexual encounters, about her husband committing suicide because he turned out to be a homosexual and all that. And Mitch was like, okay, well, never mind. Like, can't marry you. Like, you are not the type of woman that is fit to be living in the same house as my mother. Like, you're just not who I thought you were. And Mitch seems to, like, have really liked Blanche, like, before Stanley told him all that stuff about her. But then as soon as he finds out that she's not, like, the modest and, like, kind of innocent woman she portrayed herself as, like, he was like, okay, never mind, like, I don't even like you, like, ew, like, he basically, like, insulted her and, like, slut-shamed her. And I don't like that. Like, are you kidding me? If you really like someone, does her past really matter that much? Like, that's so annoying. So, yeah, I don't like him. And I don't like Stanley either. So, now I want to talk about something that stood out to me a lot when I was reading this play. It really captured my attention, and that's the idea of, like, social realism within this play. So, we've talked about social realism in class, and it's basically like a reality check. It's the difference between fantasy and the real world. And I think Blanche and Stella are both living in this fantasy. I think even Mitch is a little bit, and even Stanley is. I think they all are. It's just like you all need reality checks. So Blanche, for example, she is still, like, delusional pretty much about her past. Like, she thinks that she can just start over new. But, like, with, like, Stanley, as toxic as he is, like, you really think you can do that? Like, he will, like, ruin your life for no reason. So, anyway, she wants to start over. She wants to be that innocent, modest, classy, Southern belle, rich little girl that she was at one point in time. But she can't just do that because she's insecure still. She hasn't fixed all the holes in her past for herself and for her mental health. So she can't just start over and be someone that she's not in a different place in the world. And I think that's where her fantasy is and where reality comes in. She tries to act like she's better than everyone still. She kind of hates on Stanley and Stella's little place that they have together because it's not as big and aristocratic as the estates that she lived in and she grew up in, and she talks to men as though she's better than them. So she might act like that, but she can't pretend to be someone she's not for that long. So when she has sex with men, she always wants to turn the lights off because, you know, she thinks her beauty is fading. So she doesn't want them to see her as clearly as, you know, they could if the lights were on, you know what I'm saying? And then also there's kind of like a little, like, almost metaphor in there, like, if the lights are off, they can't see her. So the men can't see who she really is. You know what I'm saying? They can't see, like, into her and, like, her thoughts and her feelings about herself. So, Blanche, you need a reality check, girl. Okay, and then as for Stella, Like I said before, Stella is super in love with Stanley. She's obsessed with the sexual aspects of their marriage, all that. Stella thinks that as long as she is like in love with Stanley, she will devote all of her life to him. She's obsessed with the idea of Stanley. He's not the idea though. He's not mature enough to act right. He's not mature enough to treat someone else the way he wants to be treated because he's selfish, he's rude, and he's disrespectful, and he's like disgusting. So, and there's like times when she definitely doubts that, like if she should be with Stanley or not. But she always goes running back to him even after he sends her sister, Blanche, to an insane asylum at the end of the play. Stella still runs back to him and like clings onto him and like hugs him and like loves him and like cries to him. Like, are you kidding me? That's literally his fault. He raped your sister. I just hate him, and like it's so like I wish I could just like shake Stella and like snap her out of it. You're blinded by the love. You're blinded by the brighter side. And that's just like, it's the idea that she's in love with, not actually the man. And then Stanley, he loves to be treated like he's a king and a god. And I think even at one point he says like, I'm the king, like I'm a king. When he like smashes a dinner plate and like makes a mess of the whole kitchen for no reason. You're not a god. You're not better than anyone. You don't deserve to be treated any better than anyone else. In fact, if anything, you deserve to be treated like scum. Like the scum that you are. And Stanley just needs to realize, just because you're a man and like you're kind of attractive or whatever, and you have like a wife and like a baby on the way, does not mean that you are better than anyone. You can't just treat people like that and expect to be respected. Like, I could not respect that. I don't know how Stella does it. Okay, so I'm editing right now and I look like this. This is off the topic of social realism, but I just want to say that I think a part of why Stanley acts the way that he does, why he expects so much from other people in regards to the way that he should be respected, and I think the reason that he acts so aggressively a lot of the time and is disrespectful to others around him is because he's insecure and he's scared that his masculinity will be overlooked even in the slightest. And I think that he's so obsessed with his dominance and he thinks that he can just live like that, and in a way that also relates to social realism, he thinks that he can live like that and get away with things like that. He just thinks he's a king, and he's really just not, but he's living in his own fantasy, so we'll let him have his moment or whatever. And then Mitch, he just wants like a innocent, dainty little like virgin girl for his wife, when like in reality, like really, like you're not gonna vibe with a virgin a virgin little angel, like innocent girl, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna like vibe with her because you vibed with Blanche and she has like demons, you know what I'm saying? She has experienced a lot, like she's gone through stuff, and that's like, you like the way she thinks, you like the way she talks, like you like the way she acts, like it's because she's experienced all that stuff. Like you're not gonna like an innocent, like super sheltered woman who's gonna be fit to live with your mother, like. And like he just like literally blatantly slut-shamed her. Like that was so rude. I don't like the men in this story. Like I really don't. But in spite of all these characters' issues with themselves, issues with one another, flaws, mistakes, stupid decisions, it all brings itself together to create a really important message for the play. And I think it all just comes together. It shows audiences like what it means to be in love with the idea of something, to be obsessed with the idea of something, but that not be the actual reality. And I think it gives audiences a great like deal of perspective. It like kind of warns audiences or allows them to acknowledge the importance of stepping outside of a situation, looking on it from an outsider's perspective and seeing if it's really worth going through. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you see it from an outsider's perspective. Do you know what I mean? I think that play like was really good at doing that. Like I think it was like really good at letting us see issues that go on from an outsider's perspective, and just like it helped me gain a little bit of like wisdom. I really like this play. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good day.